This is Niki Bell. Let's go. So you all know that I'm a global strategic advisor direct to project investors. Been doing it for over 16 years. I work directly with investors. And remember, your spiritual wealth is your spiritual health. So some of my videos have been just like giving tips on different topics. And the next one is about business etiquette. Okay. Hello. Business manners. Not matters with T. Manners with N. Right? So with N's, my biggest pet peeve is folks showing up or not showing up, how they show up, when they decide to show up. I can go all day, all long about this showing up thing. So I don't mean for just video calls or in-person meetings. Things happen, right? Someone does not show up. I mean in life. So like your behavior and how you do things is everything. Whether it's from that initial connection on a platform online or, at a meet and greet event, networking type event, or maybe within your inner circle, there's an engagement that happens. It's everything. How you show up, how you present yourself in life. So, and you can't train people, right? Or create software to do this. And people have, or they've tried to. And it's an old school mindset, what I'm talking about. It takes discipline. And you've got to really know who you are and have that confidence. And if you don't have that confidence, then you can gain it in elsewhere and other things, right? You want to know the secret for that, then you should really, connect with me and have a conversation with me for free. Okay. So why would someone, for example, when I talk about showing up in life, why would someone show up for a construction work job with shorts and sandals on? A person who actually has to dig at the site, right? Come on, really? This is what I mean. Show up in life. So I do have a background as a coach, but I'm not that. If you continue to read further down or continue to listen to me, a lot of my work, as you read further and hear me talk, is in the area of practicality. Does it make sense? Do you make sense? Right? I work directly with investors because they are like minds. For example, I can do similar work for a small business owner, but it's a different engine, different momentum. There's certain investors, I know you hear the videos and you see them and they talk about, I get up at 4:00 in the morning. This is my routine. This is what I do. And yes, you got to have a routine. And yes, you have to do that if you really want to break through. Another thing is, one of the things I don't do is complain. I just find a way to make a way, right? I'm always creating a way without being an opportunist, okay? Because I'm not that. It's it'll come when it comes. As long as you're doing the work, putting in the time, things are going to happen. So another point I want to make is I'm constantly educating, guiding, making sure folks are aware. And for me, communication is so key in building those long-lasting relationships, which lead to trust, value. And, when I was putting this stuff into some of the groups, I put value and I put question mark. It's not something that is said and promoted, okay? It's a characteristic that one who possesses it may share it amongst others, but it's a characteristic. Same with compassion. If one had to talk about it all day by saying, and I quote, I have value because I do this and this, they actually don't have it. So it's not something that you need to constantly say because it's actually meaning that you don't have it. It's like someone who says, I'm a nice person. I'm so nice. In my background and in my fields, that's usually not true. Okay. So in that communication via your text, via your phone, reminders to each other. Yes, I am reading this. It helps in both parties' efforts to get to that place, to get to that actual meeting. You have to actually nurture it, right? So this means that you've got to nurture your contacts, nurture your calls, follow up with folks, and so on. Really, really important. And why? Because there's a nurturing aspect that needs to happen, and when this happens, both parties show up. When confirming a meeting, do not assume if someone does not confirm that they're not going to show up. If you schedule over them, it's a disregard for that person's time and your time, but it falls on you for not being transparent. Do not set someone up to fail. Say what you want by saying, hey, please confirm the meeting via email, for example. Be clear in your ask and in your expectations. So I assume people know that I will show up. Like, I forget to confirm once it's booked because I just show up. But I'm human too. So I rely heavily on that initial communication, especially online, because you don't know them. You didn't meet them in person. You didn't exchange phone numbers per se. And there's usually a profile attached to that person's, there's usually a profile attached to that person, which helps have a point of reference, right? And then maybe you have some chatter in the message box with responses from both of you. So both people need to be responding. That's another key area. In that case, I naturally don't confirm because I just figure, we chatted a little bit and I just figure that they know I'm going to show up, right? I've gotten their reminders. It's great. It's good. But there's some people who are heavy because their schedule's heavy on people confirming the meeting, but they didn't say, I need you to confirm. And so that's on you. That's on you for not being transparent and just making assumptions, right? So having a conversation is important. Make it short and sweet. Actually connecting with the person you want to speak to, that's huge. Connect. Don't just follow. Connect with the person you want to speak to on any platform. I can go on all day about this and how you're seen in your approach. I just call it business behavior, human behavior. I'm very much aware of how folks view me, for example. I've kind of crafted this skill over the years. And so, whereas others are not aware. So that self-awareness is really, really important. Goes along with all my talks about energy and things of that sort. So does this showing up thing, right? Because if you're in flow and you're in alignment with the universe, then you're naturally going to show up. You're naturally going to be there. For your own life and for whatever it is that you're trying to do. And there's a process in all this. So putting people, as task, in a sales process, that many folks do, a lot of people don't care for that. But the selling, the pitching, I'm over it. Just don't even come to me with that. Because no, I don't want to hear it. I'm just going to say no or nothing at all and move on. So that's it. Those are my tips. Business etiquette, business manners, not matters. Anyways, this is Niki Bell. Let's go.